Uh, I really wrestled with the bridge loan vote. The reason I voted against it, in short, was because I was so frustrated with how the first bailout was working, and still am. The first bailout, which I voted for, Treasury Secretary came in and changed on a dime the purpose of the first bailout. To this day, no one can tell you what banks are eligible and which ones aren't. Banks that did a lot of low-income lending, or in some cases are turned away because they're told they have too high a debt-to-capital ratio. Well, some of us thought that we were voting for the TARP plan to buy up bad debt to help banks ease their debt-to-capital ratio. And now we hear that that's a disqualifying factor for banks. Bank of America spends $5 million on a Super Bowl party. Apparently some of it may be TARP money. Those things were known, or things like that were known and obvious back in December. I was very concerned that with the first bailout being administered as poorly as it was, that the Bush administration was not going to administer an automobile loan bailout any better. And I have a lot more confidence now the Obama administration would handle these issues, and I'll wait and see what they put on the table. I'll wait and see if the auto industry meets the demands that it accepted in exchange for getting the first loan. There were sticks put in place that say you won't get more if you don't do this. I can't wait to see those measuring sticks to see if they've done what they're promised to do. But it was a very, very hard vote. I'm not where Senator Shelby is. I don't believe it's a good thing for Alabama if the domestic automobile industry collapses. I'm not where Bob Corker is. I disagree with that. A lot of people may not realize that Hyundai and Mercedes lobbied for the bridge bailout. They don't view the collapse of the domestic industry as a good thing because they know their supplier chain is shared with the domestic industry. So I don't want to see the domestic industry die, but I'm so frustrated with the way we've structured bailouts that I've got to see the next bailout have a tighter structure, have a better structure. And you'll notice 2 weeks ago, I voted against a reauthorization of TARP. Now, it didn't matter as the Senate went a different place, but I voted against reauthorizing TARP too because of my concerns about how the bailout was administered.
Are your concerns being addressed?
Well, we'll find out more next week when the Obama administration announces how it plans to manage TARP, but I'm very hopeful it